this is a party that really cares. And yet here you have a sitting Democratic governor saying, yeah, you get to kill the kid, the child, if you want. Has anybody said anything about this on the Democratic side?
I've not heard much from the left on this outside of, endorsing it like Governor Andrew Cuomo obviously did when he signed the Reproductive Health Act into law in New York City. But you're right, Tucker. The left tells us that a wall is immoral, but this is somehow moral. And I really think that Democrats need to check themselves, Tucker, because they are so wildly out of sync with the American people. And remember, Hillary Clinton had even supported repealing the Hyde Act, which is decades-old law that majority of Americans support as well, which would allow for the funding of for taxpayer funding of abortion. So Democrats are now becoming way out of sync with Americans. And I think Republicans should raise the alarm on this, get loud, and so should President Trump, because Democrats are out of sync with Americans on this.
Yeah, it seems that way. Lisa Booth, thanks very much.
Thank
Great
you,
to see
Tucker.
you. Monica Klein is a founding partner at Seneca Strategy. She joins us today.
All right. I already listened to this. It's absolutely disgusting, so you guys are going to eventually hear it. But she dodges every single one of his questions. She doesn't want to admit that late term or any term abortion after the heartbeat is foul. She won't admit to it. She won't agree to it. It's nothing. It's just so sick. These people do not care. They don't care. They will pull the kid out of the womb, slit their throat, and they will think that is a liberal agenda towards, or they'll think it's a sacrifice towards liberalism. That's what it is. So just watch this. It's disgusting.
Monica, thanks a lot for coming on.
Yeah.
I'm sure you describe yourself as pro-choice. I bet a lot of people watching right now think of themselves as pro-choice. So I'm not attacking you for that, but I wonder what you think of what Dr. Northam, the governor of Virginia, just said, that when he described the child as an infant, is born, there's a point where the mother and the physician can decide whether to kill the infant or not. What do you think of that?
Look, Tucker, I understand that you want to go back to a time where Roe v. Wade was illegal, where women were having back alley abortions.
Nobody said anything about Roe v. Wade. Roe v. Wade is a flawed law. Nobody said that. What he just said simply is, when you have your kid at term, is it okay to kill it? She doesn't want to answer the question.
And they were using coat hangers to have abortions, which is actually what's barbaric.
I'm giving you time to make a real argument. I'm not arguing for the repeal of Roe v. Wade. I'm a very straightforward person.
That is what you're essentially saying.
Actually, no, that's not what I'm arguing. And please don't be tiresome. The governor of Virginia, who is a rising star in the Democratic Party, just said this. There's pending legislation that mirrors it, and I'm asking you what you think of it. That's it. I'm not here to debate Roe v. Wade.
I think that right now, reproductive health care is under attack by the Republican Party. 72% of Americans support the right to choose, and yet we have Trump and we have sexual predator Kavanaugh trying to repeal Roe v. Wade and trying to take away our control over our own bodies. This isn't about babies. This isn't about health care. This is about you attempting to control women's bodies.
Okay, please don't be a robot. Monica, you're smarter than that. This is the governor of Virginia just saying.
Sexual predator Kavanaugh. Nothing has proved that he has ever sexually abused anybody, by the way. The chick who was saying that has been refuted by every case, right? They actually had to go to the degree of actually coming towards channels like mine and putting strikes on people's channels who were talking bad about Dr. Blasey Ford. Yep. They told me that I was not going to be able to live stream for months because I did hate speech and I was bullying her. And then what did I do? I made a video about it also. I created a video where I showed that I didn't do anything wrong. And then within the day, I was shown that I didn't do anything wrong. They came back. They said, yeah, we're sorry. We didn't mean to strike your account. You're right. You didn't do anything wrong. All right? Listen to this chick, though. She thinks that she likes killing kids. Put it that way.
I just want to know what you think of it. Is that okay? Does that bother you? It's a sincere question that just happened.
Okay, it bothers me that you are attempting to control women's bodies.
That's
Again,
what you're doing. You are. The Republican Party right now is working overtime to repeal Roe v. Wade and to take away choice in every single state.
I wonder if you think you're convincing anybody, or if your unwillingness to address what just happened today on tape that we just played is a sign that you can't defend this. And if you can't defend it, I wonder why that is. Have you paused to ask yourself, as an American, as a person, what do I, as a woman, what do I think of that?
As a woman, what do I think of it? Have you asked yourself why you spend so much time talking about this rather than thinking about why your party is trying to repeal Roe v. Wade and control women?
All right, so she goes back to Roe v. Wade again. Nobody's trying to repeal Roe v. Wade. She obviously doesn't care whatsoever, to the point of her killing babies, as to the fact that she continues to go back to Roe v. Wade. Roe v. Wade, Roe v. Wade, Roe v. Wade. Nobody's talking about that. We're talking about late-term abortions. We're talking about assisted suicide or assisted genocide. No, that's not what she keeps talking about. Your party keeps going back, blah, 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 Roe v. Wade. Shut the fuck up. We're talking about kids. Kids that are being killed. She's completely fine with that. She's completely, along with the whole party, is completely fine with that.
Right now, there are 7 states where there's only 1 abortion clinic. Okay, there are 4 states with trigger bans where we would, if Roe v. Wade is repealed, women cannot get.
Stop having kids.
This is about women's right to choose, and you, as a man, should not have a single say in that.
Wow.
Stop having kids, whore.
That you're making a case that most people agree with, that it's okay to abort a child in the 3rd trimester.
Tucker, you can keep trying to put words in my mouth and keep trying to say that the Democratic Party is hurting children. But your party is the one that is tearing families apart at the border and allowing children to die in federal custody. So whose party is actually harming children?
Give me a break. This girl's sick.
Let me just ask you one quick question. I mean, this is obviously a pointless conversation. And I think less of you after that. It's an honest question. Have you thought about it? Do you have a real answer to what the governor of Virginia said, or are you going to throw yet another talking point at me? I mean, have you actually thought about it? Will you answer that question at all?
I have thought about it, and I am telling you that your party is attempting to change the conversation about Roe v. Wade and take control of women's bodies. I'm sorry that as a man, what you're focused on is controlling women's bodies, but we will not allow you to do that.
This is a...
Okay. She continued to do the whole Roe v. Wade thing. She refused to actually take credit for her getting herself pregnant, first of all. Don't get pregnant if you can't have kids, all right? Do not expect us to just kill them off. And don't expect it a good thing. And the whole Roe v. Wade argument is absolutely ridiculous. You kept going back to Roe v. Wade. What are you talking about? Don't kill your kids late term. Don't have kids. If you cannot, don't have sex. Literally. If you're scumbag and you have bad genes and that's the way you think, do not have kids. Just don't have sex. Just walk off into life and never have sex again. Thank you. Born a Hawkeye, I'm out. This is ridiculous.